Tonight on the Cooligans, we are joined by master goal scorer, legendary twerker.
Oh, yeah.
Kei Kamara of the Colorado Rapids.
That's right. He puts fear in the eyes of goalkeepers and local dancers because he's just so good. That and more tonight on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
What? Yes.
I forgot my neighbors have kids. I should be listening. There's a baby that just woke up.
That's right. You know what? You just woke up our guest kids as well. So you got real loud.
They were outside like, what the hell? What is that?
What is our dad doing?
Yeah. But guys, come on. Of course we're excited. Not only is it post our birthday celebration, but this is Cooligans / Living Room FC, baby.
Correct. Yes, we're excited to be here. Yes, welcome to the show. If this happens to be your first time watching the show, where have you been?
But mad late, my guy.
But my name is Christian Polanco.
And I'm Alexis Guerreros.
All right, we are the Cooligans. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show that you have ever witnessed.
Yep, heard, seen, whatever. And it's not just the funniest. It also happens to be the gulliest, all right?
All right, and yeah, this is very much we're embodying gully very much today.
We're like, you know, the dudes who take pictures only like this with like the fist in their hand? That's us. That's the show.
That is
right? That's what we do.
Okay, that was
Speaking of gully, by the way. I mean,
yeah.
I couldn't think of a gullier guest when it comes to MLS players.
I completely agree. Whether it's scoring goals, for fun. Yeah, and and twerking a little bit.
Well, how's my man go from winning the award for the least amount of yellow and reds in a season to then getting in trouble for twerking? How you have both of those in your highlights, my guy? This guy, I mean, trust me, if you're a fan of MLS, odds are he's played for your team. Okay, this is absolutely one of the scariest dudes to see if you're a goalkeeper running up on you with a long ball headed towards his forehead. One of our favorite players to watch, even though he hasn't played for our favorite team just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're driving, put your hands together for the one, the only, Kei Kamara, everybody. There he is.
Hold on.
Sprinting in.
Yeah, dude. It's a nice
hello.
A nice WWE entrance.
I've not played for PSV yet. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. Well, we're just wearing all the kits we have to try to make the show up.
This is my hometown club from Dominican Republic. So if you ever need a sign we need goals too. So that'd be nice to see Bao FC.
You're just wearing your clean clothes, huh?
Dude. I mean, laundry's getting to the bottom. I mean, fat guys should never wear checkerboard. I look like a picnic table right now.
Thanks for the invite, guys. Really, thank you.
No, dude, thank you for saying yes.
Yes, man. Look, Kei, we are huge fans of you. We've been wanting to meet you and talk to you for a long time, but we should at least get the formalities out of the way.
It took you so long.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Honestly, we blame you.
My number is in the yellow pages. Text me, man. Come on.
What? How are you doing? Obviously, Kei Kamara, forward for the Colorado Rapids. How are you holding up throughout the quarantine? I know I follow you on Instagram. You have a beautiful family. I know that it has to be wild with a bunch of little kids running around. So how are you doing?
Get me out of here. It's just awesome. I was watching these little Instagram things, and this guy's just talking about how great he's doing, but putting these signs up like, my wife is crazy. Get me out. I'm doing great, man. I mean, being a soccer player and being, obviously a pro athlete or somebody that travels a lot, over a career, was always hectic. And then now it's like a blessing to really just be stuck at home and watching these kids grow. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son who will be 3 next week and a 3-month-old. And it's just been a blessing because my wife can take care of the baby, and then the other two just bum rush me every minute. But
Yeah.
it's tough because obviously, like, I'm hitting that old part of soccer, so I want to play. I don't want to take this much time off. I want to be out there, but just at the same time, just being quarantined with them, it's just been like a blessing.
I gotta say though, from watching your Instagram stories and just watching you play, you have a very childlike sort of approach to life. So your kids must just be like, so it's us and mom, right? You're just the only kid with a job.
You're the first one that actually looked at me and said, I don't look old, but usually when I say 35 or end in soccer, people are like, yeah, like, when are you thinking about hanging your boots? And I'm like, well, that's good. No, man, I'm a child, bro. I put my skates on, my four-wheelers the other day, and I just went with them while they're riding their bikes, and I'm just skating with them at the same time. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I definitely want them to just enjoy, with me at the same time and not be like that parent that's like, hey, no, stop doing this,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I feel like if your life was a sitcom, one of your kids would be like walking around with spreadsheets and talking about taxes and trying to get you to relax. You know what I mean?
That's my daughter.
There it is.
She'll be, we always trying to like work out doing these little things. I'm like, no, Karen, you have to do it. Like, she just look at me, Dad. Just give me that. Dad, relax. Like, it's not that serious,
Yeah, I'm curious about this. Like, on a more serious note, given that you are a player who's played in several MLS clubs, and we've spoken to other players about how just like, you've been traded or moved, and you don't have really a lot of control. I know you probably have as a veteran, you probably have a little bit more control about where you go. But what's it like on the? Oh no, my bad.
You saw my man's eyes open up. He's like, what you been reading?
Right? I wish.
He's like, did someone say control?
How does that affect the family though, and that dynamic?
Yeah, no, actually, when I first started playing, I used to feel really, really bad for guys with family because one minute, we're, playing a game or at training, and the next minute you just see somebody, come by and shake everybody's hands and say, I'm leaving because it's a trade. And I was just like, wait, what? Like, you have 2, 3 kids. Like, how's that going to work? I've been blessed, obviously, just recent, my kids are really not that much older. So the moves hasn't been so difficult. I mean, yes, my daughter does miss 1, 2 of her friends, but she does forget them really easily. But I know, but it's crazy because now you have a whole house that you have to move. It's not just an apartment. Being a young boy, single or anything like that. So you move in a whole house and the kids, but I've been in good places, with my first when we were in Columbus was a really good city. Moving to Boston was also, a beautiful place and stuff. And then going to Vancouver, I mean, it just kept going beautiful, beautiful. And then we came here having a third in Colorado. It's like, if there's a place you want to raise, kids, Colorado, it's like one of them.
Yeah.
There's so much land around you, so much green, and, it's good, but it's really, really hard because in MLS, your trades are not, hey, we're working on a trade for you. No, it's, hey, Kai, what are you doing? You want to grab a coffee? Sure. When you hear that, that means pack your bag. Like,
Can I just call my travel agent real quick?
Yeah. Before I get to you, like, hey, you want to grab a coffee? I'm like, hey, babe, I have to grab a coffee with the coach. You know what that means. So,
it's like a mafia member being invited to a party. You're like, damn, they got me.
I thought I was in his good graces. Damn it.
No, right. So, no, I've heard those, a couple of those stories, and obviously it happened to me maybe once. But just hanging out, because I used to have roommates. And he's like, hey, the coach just called me. I got to meet him real quick. I'm like, all right. And he comes back and just like, I'm like, what happened? Oh, I got traded. I'm like, well, you can tell you're on the phone.
I know.
All the other roommates are moving gym equipment into his bedroom already. When he gets back, he's like, "What happened?" No, when you measure the walls, you actually, but you grew up in for a short period of time. You grew up in Sierra Leone, right? West Africa, warm country, right? On the water a little bit. Now all of a sudden, first place you go is like, I believe you moved to California, right? But you played in cities like Columbus, Vancouver, Colorado. When you got to Houston, were you not like, finally warm weather?
Yeah. Yes, you say that, but then it's like, like I want to breathe. Like it's hard to breathe, because I started off when I moved to LA, I lived there, and then I started playing Columbus, cold, and I'm like, okay, the snow, I can't get used to this. It's crazy. San Jose for a little bit. Okay, back to California, great. Houston, now it's nice and all this, but it was getting so hot. Like you spent no time outside. You know, it was train at 8 o'clock in the morning because by usually the rest of the league trains at 10, but you can't do 10 o'clock because it's already 100 degrees. And then after training, you would just quarantine in your house, you know. So that's where I started working on the quarantine.
You start preparing for it in the humidity of Houston.
Quarantine, yeah, you're not going anywhere. It's so humid. But the advantage of that was any team that came to town, you can just see it in their face, like, I can't breathe. Like,
the air is heavy in Houston, dude.
This is the easy win right here.
I think the air got butter in it in Houston. It's so heavy. It just like sits in your lungs. You're like, did I swallow a brick? What happened?
The most memorable game I played in Houston was, I don't know who was thinking about the schedule, who in the MLS did that, but remember playing in Houston in the summertime and playing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
And it was just 2 o'clock, and obviously we were having these water breaks, but it was like, you know, because we had to be on television on I think it was like a Spanish channel. And that was one of the only times they can put us on. And it was like 2 o'clock. And I go, so we were playing this one game. I remember a defender named Jimmy Conrad.
Yeah. Of course.
Homie, fan of the show, friend of the show.
Here am I, you know, I'm just, you know, a young boy just buzzing around, running all over the place, you know. It's hot. I don't care. I'm used to it. And I know Jimmy does not want this. You know, he's playing for Kansas City. I go by him this one time. I felt a little... Like, slow down, man. Stop running around so much.
You know what? That's Jimmy, bro.
That's Jimmy. Jimmy been that way even on the field, huh?
He smacked me in the back of the head and, like, slow down. You're running around so much. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I just laughed or nothing. I just looked at him like...
He's like, yo, you're making me look bad out here, bro.
Chill, young blood. Yo, we got more with Kei Kamara. We get back after this.
Hi, I'm Mike McGee, and I just kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, baby, we're back. Cooligans FC, Living Room FC. We're here with Kei Kamara. And check this out. We have the soccer wall behind me. Look what I just pulled off. We got your car from 2012. Look at the smile on that young man's face, huh?
Whoa. Yeah, I got lucky one of those days, too. I scored a goal again. And, my mom had visit from L.A. in Kansas, and I was like, hi, Mom.
That's the photo they took?
Yeah, so it's when I saw that, I was like, wow, I remember that just like, you know, so vivid.
It seems like every photo they take of you, you have a big smile on. Is that just part of your personality? Have you always been like that?
I enjoy this blessing, man. I enjoy this dude, I'm from this little town called Kenema in Sierra Leone, about 150,000 people. And I grew up following my older brothers when they played soccer. And when I left after the Civil War and went to the Gambia for a little bit and then came to America, everybody was like, oh, you're going to go play soccer? Are you going to go play? I'm like, no, I'm just going to go join my mom. Yeah. But when I came here and then I'm playing soccer, I'm like, okay, I want to go to college. And then college, I'm going to Cal State Dominguez Hills. They're building Home Depot Center, the Galaxy Stadium. And I'm like, you know what? I want to play there. And then you start going slowly so that when all this journey and all these things just worked out, it's like, there's nothing I can do but smile and just be happy about it, because I didn't really wake up or be in Sierra Leone or playing in academies and thinking, yes, one day I'm going to be a professional soccer player. No, it was just like, as I was going on, I was like, okay, keep pushing.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, your story is like one of the most, inspiring and also like scary too, right? I mean, nobody wants to think of like what, a childhood filled with that much kind of strife, but clearly it inspired you and made you, grateful for what you do have now.
Definitely made me so much stronger. The situations, again, moving to 15 different teams and being positive about it instead of, no offense to some other people, you can move to teams and just crumble and just that's the end of you. But I look at every team and every place that I've been to that I still have an opportunity to play. I'm still from this Kenema, Sierra Leone, and I'm still a professional soccer player.
Which,
I've seen the worst of the worst in Civil War and stuff like this, but what I'm seeing right here, this is still so much better. You know?
Like that's that's significant because you've moved to so many teams. But the one team I want to bring up that you got a chance to play for was Sierra Leone. How was that? Were you scared? Were you anxious? Were you worried? You know, to come from a place that was in the middle of a civil war, war torn, and you had to move. You went to Gambia first, and then the U.S. But to play good enough soccer to get a chance to go now represent that country that you had to leave. What was that like? Like, was that something you were fighting for? Did you get a phone call? Did someone from Sierra Leone say, "Yo, we got to get coffee"? And you're like, "How the hell am I getting traded from Sierra Leone?"
No, not even want coffee, but it's crazy, you know. Like, oh man. And Christian, did you say you grew up outside of America?
I did. I grew up here, but my family, immigrants from Dominican Republic.
Yeah, my family fled Cuba.
So that's the thing. So when you go back home, or you see videos from out there and people playing soccer, it's a lot of street soccer. So I'm a professional soccer player in 2006 and 7, and I start going to Sierra Leone, and I had to go prove myself in the streets.
Yeah.
To be able to play for the national
Dude, it's like going to like Rucker Park, and you got to be like, yo, I got to play these dudes now.
It's like blood sport, like an underground fight.
And it's not grass, it's not turf, it's dirt fields, dirt, gravel, and this. And I started going back, and they were like, okay, my brothers would take me to these areas where this is where all the other big players were playing, because I never played that much when I was in Sierra Leone. So now I have to play in front of with these players, and there's a lot of fans every day.
Yeah.
And so when they start hailing you, and that's when they start considering you for the national team. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So the first day, I remember I went out there and had my brand new boots, and I'm like, take it out of the box, put my boots on, stepped on the field. By the end of the game, under the boot was gone because it was just like hard ground. And so I had to play in all these different games. And finally, when I came back, it was in 2008. Then I got the phone call, and they was like, I was like, I can't believe I had to go play all those games before they can consider me to play for the national team.
That's wild.
It happens with a lot of like players that grow up or spend a lot of time in the U.S. because then you go back, and they're like, who's this gringo trying to like be? You ain't one of us, and you got to win them over.
You have to prove yourself. And it goes on even till now. Like, we're there all the time. There's so many players people know. But the thing is, there's no accessibility to be able to watch your games. You know, Sierra Leone got drawn to, the rest of the world got drawn to MLS when David Beckham came. Yeah. You know, so finally they was like, oh, okay, that's the league that Beckham plays. I was like, yeah, I play there too. But, okay, cool.
They're like, you're Beckham? And you're like, a little different. A little different.
So, yeah.
No, that's great. It's like I said, it is really inspiring, and it does. We've talked about this a lot, like just about being American and obviously having that appreciation, but like still having that connection to your roots. When I go to Dominican Republic, people, they hear me speak Spanish, and they're like, "Why are you so damn proper?" They just like don't buy it.
They called me American back in Sierra Leone. They're like, "You're so American."
Yeah,
oh yeah. Well, when my cousins like do like WhatsApp video from Cuba, they're like, "We know you're American. You eating too good, bruh. You know, you got too much food out there."
We had a question from, so we have the Gully Squad, which is our more like dedicated listeners and viewers of the show, and we got a question from Peter Garcia. He did ask. He wants to know about your experience with the Sierra Leone national team, but with all the leagues represented in Sierra Leone, like the fact that the players that make it out of there and play all over the world. What is it like playing for with players from that play in Iceland or in Oman and things like that?
Yeah. Yes, it's an all-star team. When you play for your national team, it's an all-star team. And here's a chance. Some people are lucky because then you've played with some of these guys in the youth national teams and make your way up. But, some of us or myself that never had that chance, I'm basically part of an all-star team. Yes, we have players. A lot of our players play in Scandinavia, Sweden, Denmark, like you said, or maybe Iceland, Finland. A couple guys were in Italy. And when you get together with these guys, it just clicks right away. You're all from the same country and speaking the same language, and it's just fun. It's all about that. It's very competitive because then now you're in a position where in your clubs, you're starting, you're playing, and now you're over there. Like I say, it's an all-star team, so everyone's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So then now everybody starts looking at each other like, okay, are you playing? Are you gonna play? So then it gets to that, and then training starts, and it's like, everyone's going at it and stuff like that. But it's so fun when you all can be part of this team, and like for example during that national anthem, everyone is representing the same country, and you guys are all fighting for the same thing. It's something that's completely different from club soccer.
That's awesome. We got more with Kei Kamara. We get back after this.
All right, we are back with Kei Kamara of the Colorado Rapids. And Kai, this has been a thing that's been on my mind for years. I'm being honest because a couple of years ago, you did a video about a fine that you received from the league. And again, I'm not trying to rehash anything or get you in trouble. I do not want you losing any more money.
All right, if you do,
Yeah. You did your time, right? I pay my fine. I'm good. Or we could just say allegedly at the end of every sentence if you want.
But you did a video highlighting a fine that you received for wearing true socks, or not the socks that you were quote unquote supposed to wear.
People don't know what true socks are. I don't play soccer, obviously. True socks have like those little dots that you always see creep up behind the people's shoes.
So apparently there's a rule, and as far as league, the wardrobe, you're supposed to wear certain things, but you made this video because you were highlighting the fact that there were other players, like basically everybody wears these socks, but you were fined for them. So what made you, maybe we don't understand the fine, so whatever, maybe we can get to that, but what made you make this video and be like, yo, I'm taking a stand right now?
Wait. I think when you're a snitch, people don't really hear you say it. So I think the fact that I did say it publicly, so
If you snitch to the world, you're technically not snitching.
You're an activist at that point.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, whistleblower. Great term, right?
It was. No, man. Don, Kamish, I love you. I promise, I love you. we actually talked about it. We laughed about it, and I was like, I'm not getting fined for this. I was like, no, you didn't cross the line. I was like, okay, no, but it was one of those because I have some kind of toe problem, foot problem, and I started using True Socks, and True Socks again, the dots, and I felt like, my because I have sweaty feet,
bro.
TMI,
it's all good.
Soccer players.
We've all been there.
So because of that, I had toe problems. I had toe problems. And then one day I tried True Socks, and week after week after week, and it got better. And I was like, oh, I want to wear this. But then again, at some point, the whole world, not the whole world, most soccer players were wearing it. And then now soccer players, we don't like wearing a full socks anymore.
Yeah.
I don't understand this. It's like cut at the ankle and taped up. How is that more comfortable than just wearing a sock?
No, because you don't train with the full socks anymore. You train with these socks, so whatever you train with, you want to play with them. So when you train with the low socks, so you want to play. So that's why during the full game socks, so you just cut them so you can still be comfortable with the socks that you train with. So that's how it is. So now the league had the rule, well, they said they did, about no one exposing or advertising another brand but Adidas. And so that's where I fell in, and I was like, well, these socks are good for me. My doctor says good. Here's
doctor's exemption.
Yeah. I can't play gym today, Doc.
I know. So I bring my note to every game.
Give it to the ref.
Here's my note, please. But so we kept going, and I kept getting fined, and the fine doubles every time they find you doubles. Every time they find you doubles, so it kept going. People are like, "Why don't you just stop wearing it?" I was like, "No, I know my rights, and I'll fight with my."
I remember the speech you gave on the steps of the commissioner's office.
I know. So and so one day I don't know. I was bored. I know I got one more fine, and I was like, over the top. I was like, I'm making a video. I'm sending it out there. You guys be my judge. And I did this video, And the one person that wasn't happy with the video was Michael Bradley.
Oh yeah.
Because we played a game. Michael is like,
Yeah.
really into the video.
Damn, son, you got to name names.
I was like, Michael. I was like, Michael, if I put you in the video, that means, you know, I know
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
take it. You know, you.
And he's all just-
I grew up an Arsenal fan, so Thierry Henry wearing the socks over the knees was like, whoa, that's like the Jordan with the black shorts sticking out underneath his basketball shorts. It was like, yo, fashion statement. And now everybody wants to wear ankle socks when they play soccer. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. No, that's really what it is. But yeah, it's just because you want to play with what you're training with because you're so comfortable with it. But hey, everybody, you know, I'm not saying I fought for you guys, but everybody's wearing true socks these days. You know?
You blaze the trail.
Yo, True Socks better use this as a commercial right now because
I
this
know,
is
right?
The best
You
ad.
put some respect on our name too at the bottom. Are you one of those players that hates the? Cause I see so many players wearing like the baby shin guards. It's like barely anything.
People wear
All right, okay. No, we can't snitch on that.
I'm not joking. Like people wear cardboards.
Yeah.
No, but people would tell you that's what they wear because if you don't, I mean, kids wear shin guards at training and games, please. But when you're older and you don't train with shin guards, it's like saying that you train with these socks so you want to wear them in the game, but you don't train with shin guards at all. So a lot of guys are uncomfortable to have anything else on them. So that's why shin guards got smaller and smaller and even lighter. Remember, I don't even know, maybe the time of Jimmy Conrad's days, they wore the full.
When I was a kid and I played, I looked like a soldier in Roman times, getting geared up.
So that's what I'm saying. So now the shin guards have gotten to so small, and actually, I've seen some guys they have a full shin guards. They'll cut it in half.
But
so you wear
aren't they worried? Like I
yes.
remember playing a Sunday league, and I got like a kick to the shin, where I'm like, yo, if I didn't have a shin guard, I would have been real shit.
Yeah. But they say you train harder than you play, so everybody's looking at it as training. If I'm not wearing
it is very much do as I say, not as I do. Just like when the vice president was walking around without a mask in a hospital and be like, "Yo, what are you doing? You just told everybody to wear a mask."
Or
everybody else wear
that's
a
like
mask
when we could go outside, you would see like a tourist get on a city bike in New York City without a helmet. I'm like, R.I.P. my guy, you're riding a bike in New York City. This ain't Georgia, my dude.
How do we do that, by the way, when they say everybody wear a mask? Like when I go running, so I'm trying to do this May mile run, like 100 miles in May, 100 plus mile, and they say everybody must wear a mask.
Yeah,
what's that called? Like a snood?
Like,
that thing you lift over? Like it looks like a scarf that you pull up over your.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're outside and you're running and away from people, you understand. But if you're going into a hospital, wear a mask.
Yeah.
That's not too much to ask.
If anything, you could say that's why I'm running away from you. I have no mask. We got more. We get back after this.
All right, welcome back. We are still here with Kei Kamara of the Colorado Rapids. And Kai, there you go. The heart hands. We should talk about that because you have a foundation. All right, so it just reminded me. I want to talk about your time with the New England Revolution because there's a great legendary clip of after you scored a goal and you started twerking after, and you received a yellow card for bringing joy to the world. Which I don't see how that's fair.
We were waiting for you to make a video of all the other players who've twerked. You know what I mean? What inspired? Yeah.
Okay.
What inspired this celebration? And where did you learn them moves, my guy?
Actually, I'm gonna be honest here and say, I was trying to check, see if we were following what was going on around the world or around sports in America. I don't remember the player's name, but there was an NFL player that twerked the week before in the end zone, and he had gotten fined.
You were like, "That's my thing. Really? I get fined."
For twerking? Yeah, I was like, "Really? For twerking?" And I was like, "All right, I'm scoring a goal. I gotta twerk.
Yeah.
Let me just see what But it's funny. So I mean, I got lucky, got the goal, and one of my teammates on the sideboard was the best because he was banging on the sideboard.
Work it, girl.
Bands that make a dance.
And I did. And I'm going back to the middle, but the referee came and gave me a card, but because it wasn't his decision, it was the linesman's decision. So the linesman was just seeing Sports Center too, just like I did. Because and I asked the ref after the game, I go, "Hey, you gave me a card." I was just like, "What's the yellow for?" He's like, "I don't know." He actually told me to give you a card.
Talk to my man's over there.
I was like, "Wait." Yeah, that's exactly what he's like. He was laughing. He's like, "He told me to give you a card," and I was just like, I just started laughing.
Don't they write it down? You know when they pull out
But
the
it
thing
was
and they
just
write down what the time, the number, and what for? Do you
Yeah.
know what it said?
For.
God, I would love whatever. I hope that rep still has it. That
I
sportsman really I want on this wall. I just wanted to say like minute 32, Kei Kamara twerking.
At least you know who was the hater. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, dude.
The linesman must have been like, I'm more of a fan of the Dougie, so like I don't,
Look,
really.
I don't mind dances, but you can't make them clap during in the 90 minutes.
On me. He snitched on me. No, but serious, because when I was looking back, again, Steven Lenhard was one of the most, just energetic players in the league, playing. And when he was playing for San Jose, scores goals.
Yeah, he was a wild man.
On the crossbar or does stuff. Yes, and I remember the one time too when he was like, doing his little it's just awesome. But that scoring goal is not easy. So when you do, to me, it's just make it memorable. The goal could be memorable, but your celebration, some people have.
Yeah.
Alan Shearer has this. Robbie King have the little tumble, fumble, whatever it is.
And
So,
then,
you just gotta make it
and this
fun.
was cool. Just a couple of days ago, Fubo had put out a tweet of when I was twerking on the show with.
I don't know how I I saw that.
What you searching for, Kei?
But shout out to the Soccer Minute, which who tagged you and they posted the video of you twerking, and they were like, "Kei, let me get your thoughts." And you had the great response that genuinely made me laugh so hard because you were like, "Oh, he needs more pop."
Yeah, you need to. You was just
it was
rolling. You didn't really
it's
have
tough with
that,
the ball
you know?
on It was I don't
A lot
got
of excuses.
I don't
A
got
lot
that
of
much
excuses, Kei.
that much booty. You know what I'm saying?
You just gotta
Yeah,
pop.
man.
It's gotta be on the hips. You know
You would have been fun instead of being shown a yellow card if he would have just started raining yellow cards on it. You know what I mean? Like, hey.
If you made it rain
Yeah, that's
yellow,
true. Two of those are you out.
Gone, so. No, it's just it was just great. I mean, yeah, Boston was good. I mean, that stadium again. Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, I twerked in that stadium.
Yeah,
That's where
dude.
the Patriots play. Oh man, that's yeah.
We
that's
actually have a question
legendary.
from
But,
Jess Howland,
just
who's
being-
I guess she also reports on the Colorado Rapids, which is dope. So you'll meet her soon. She want to know, speaking of Boston, what did you think of playing in the coldest game in MLS history last season? Obviously, twerking then would have been good to just build up some of the heat in the body. But what does that feel like? The coldest game in MLS history.
Yeah. Well, who was the game against? I forgot. Portland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Portland. Yeah, it was against Portland. I don't even know why we played. Like, why didn't they just call off the game? I have these little dreadlocks, and seriously, when I pulled on one of them, it broke.
God.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
decided
like,
not to pull
I
it
like my hair.
even like shake my head because I would have lost them all. It was definitely one of those because I remember a little while back when the U.S. played
Right.
Mexico here in Colorado, and there was this, the great
Snow Clásico, as they
snow
called it,
game
yeah.
and all that, and then finally we were there. We didn't really have that much snow, but man, it was cold, and you're trying to like give your teammates instructions. Like, your face is frozen.
Your jaw muscles ain't even working.
Yeah.
Everything's frozen.
You can't even be angry
and
at
it
your
was just-
midfielders properly for not giving you the ball in the right place.
You can't. And it was crazy. But then we were down the man, and to come back and tie the game. So it was like a World Cup. We were celebrating like we won something.
Yeah, hot chocolate.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what you
celebrating
want.
Now we can all go in. Exactly. We're all going in the hot tub.
It's weird because
Everyone.
in general,
So, yeah.
at least in New York, when it gets super super cold, where it's like just you don't even want to be outside. It's usually not snowing. So when I was watching this game on TV, and I'm like, how cold is it? It's snow. When it's snow, it's not that cold. It's like, but it
It's
was
not that cold. The following week, the following 2 weeks later, we had another game, and they were so scared that it's going to be the same. Like we had to postpone the game, and it wasn't even that cold that day. It was just like, oh, it's going to be freezing, so that game we have to cancel it. And the day came, and we looked outside, we're like, oh, it's not even that cold because we just had the cold.
What about
speaking of? Okay, go ahead.
I think we're gonna ask the same thing.
I was gonna say, speaking of cold. Here's another question that we have. For some reason I can't remember who asked. But speaking of cold, you seem like a fun guy. I want to know, one, do you know how to speak Spanish? And two, did you use it when you had that little bit of a run-in with Higuain on the penalty kick?
Sí, hablo español. Poco, mucho. Oh, the famous penalty kick.
All right.
I speak soccer Spanish.
Yeah.
Rapido, but I understand Spanish. I understand, I grew up in LA for sure, so I understand, when you're speaking Spanish. But if it's anything soccer, you're saying it, then I get it. I understand that one for sure. Did I speak Spanish that time? No, I didn't. I did. I was just like, this ball is mine. Give me the ball. But people is a good guy, and it's amazing how some of these guys come to America and they pick up English so quick than us, trying to learn Spanish so we can, actually bond with them, So people is just, was in Columbus for a while, and his English was good. He's a bit shy, but his English was good. His English was definitely a good.
We got more with Kai when we get back after this.
What's kicking? I'm DJ Devaney, and I just kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back. We are here with Kei Kamara, and yes, and then just to end that, the question came from Nick Leishman, by the way. So thank you for the great question about Pipa. I did want to ask.
Gracias, Nick.
We had another question from one of our Ghost Squad members, Jacob Denton. He says, "Who has been your favorite goalkeeper to score on?" Ooh. Anybody you got a little rivalry with? Because you scored on a lot of goalkeepers.
I'm sorry. The first name that popped to my mind right when he said that was just Timmy Howard. It's only one goal ever, but that's in the Premier League, and it's Everton that he had. He's a legend over there, and here was another American kid going into England playing, and the only ever goal I scored in England ended up being against another American, Timmy.
So
thank you, Tim, for letting it pass. So, he was like, I can't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm an Everton fan because of Tim Howard, so I cannot forgive you for that, Kai. But,
and Tim is from Jersey, which is where I'm born and raised in Newark, so I know exactly what he was thinking. He's like, all right, now this dude owes me one.
No, but it was amazing actually to play with him here. We'll actually score 2 goals against him. Holy. Yeah, I scored an own goal.
Hey, that counts, bro.
That counts, bro. Put it on the tally.
Oh my God, yeah, I scored another header at home, and it was better than the one in England. I got up, and it's one of those where I'm up there, and I'm like, oh no,
yeah, I remember this. I actually remember.
It's hitting my head. It's going in. Like
I'm curious. Let's talk about your time in England. Obviously, that was a huge move, and you played for Norwich and Middlesbrough. What was your experience there like? I know you didn't spend too much time there, but how would you recap that time there?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was when I got the phone call. I was at preseason with Kansas City when I got the phone call saying, "Hey,
instead of coffee, where they're like, we need to get some champagne."
Definitely one of those. And I was like, "Wait, what?" They were like, "Norwich in England in the Premier League." I was like, "Well, you have to ask me." I was like, "Yes," my groin hurts, but I'm gonna make my way into Norwich City and I will play these games. And so, yes. It was amazing. It was seriously the most beautiful thing. It's just like, again, here's young boy waking up in college and watching Premier League every morning and this, and then finally you wake up in the Premier League, and you're playing at Old Trafford, you're playing at the Emirates, you're playing at at Stadium of Lights, and I was just like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. So I loved it, I enjoyed it, and that's why when I did come back from the loan, and I wanted to go back to England, I said I definitely want to return back to England and play over there. But at this second time around, ended up being Middlesbrough, which was in the Championship. So I had the taste of both worlds in England, the Premiership, which is amazing, Championship being named as one of the most difficult and hardest leagues in the world, and that's really where it was because I got hit sometimes, and I looked around where's the ref? I couldn't see a ref, So it was like that. It was really
if they don't see anybody,
tough. But,
if they don't see anybody twerking, they're not going to give a yellow. No.
Yeah.
That's the biggest offense.
No.
Yeah.
You guys know?
Yeah, of course.
Joey Barton. Crazy Joey. Even me and Joey got into it one game too. We look, because he's a bad boy. That's his rap. You got to keep it a bad boy. And I looked him straight in the eye. Don't know me, huh? Yeah. I gave him that stare, like looked at. I can just see him crumble. I was like, yes, I just won that battle. I can't believe.
At the end of the game, you're like, I can't believe that worked.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was because I'm taller. He's this, and he's the tough guy. He's like coming up. And I just looked at him. I didn't even say much. I just and I can just feel him just like shrink. I was like, yes. Say less, kids. Say less.
Hell yeah.
But I wish I would have prepared myself more for it. So, for younger players, that's going overseas to play, I wish they can know more about where you're going. Because, again, it was just on this hype that I just wanted to go to England and play and not really knowing the culture and, the emphasis. I knew a little bit, but it means something out there. Promotion, relegation, these things it means a lot. So, me doing my fun stuff on social media and this and that. I remember a quick story. I played at Middlesbrough. I went to watch Josie play at Sunderland. I don't know the history of Sunderland and Middlesbrough, but it's these, Sunderland, Newcastle, Middlesbrough all there.
Yeah.
It's a big rivalry. I go watch Josie play. He gives me tickets. I'm sitting behind the bench. I'm tweeting. I'm at Josie's game, putting pictures. I get home. My Twitter was flooded with just messages of just like bad and this. Like, why would you do that? You play for us. Why are you going to talk about Sunderland? This. And I don't know. I didn't know like the history of it until I watched the documentary on Sunderland. And I was like, oh, wow. So that's what I was doing.
Oh, no.
My bad.
I'm sorry. Josie, it's all your fault.
Putting Josie on blast with the socks and now this. I like it.
We go way back. We got drafted in 2006 together. So
we got more with Kai when we get back.
I'm John Strong for Fox Sports, and for some reason, I keep coming back to hang out with the Cooligans.
All right, we're back. More with Kei Kamara here on the Cooligans. Kai, we've been talking about so much about your career. Just a question. This is just for me, just something I'm interested in. Whether it's MLS or your time with Middlesbrough, Norwich, or even on the national team for Sierra Leone, is there one jersey that you've swapped that like stands out to you, like something that like you just think about all the time, something you really, really wanted?
Ooh, one jersey. To pick one jersey is really hard. Well, I would say Ryan Giggs because it was great. This was a turnover of soccer in Kansas City, where Kansas City Wizards played Manchester United and we beat them. And Ryan Giggs has a Sierra Leone background actually. His grandparents are from Sierra Leone. So so we spoke about Sierra Leone before the game.
This is Ryan Giggs from Manchester United?
Yeah.
Yes. Ryan Giggs from Manchester United is part.
I did not.
You didn't know that. Look at that curl. Look at all that curly hair.
You know what? Him running past Patrick Vieira and scoring a goal feels a lot less hurtful now.
So that's good. But I really have cherished the people that I've played in MLS with, that we came in together in 2006 and still standing, like one of my good friends who was my best man, Dominic Oduro, so did so well and played a lot of games, scored some fun goals, and we always compete on hairstyles and stuff like that. So some of those jerseys are good, but then again, the best U.S. player, to my opinion, Landon Donovan. That's also a jersey.
All right. And, also, you did mention Heart Hands Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what's going on with that?
Yes, Heart Shape Hands, baby. Heart Shape Hands Foundation. My foundation that I launched in 2012, and I was giving out scholarships to kids.
This was this year.
Yes. Oh, that's the year. 2012. I've been giving out scholarships in Sierra Leone, and over the years. But thankful to the new government now, there's free education in the country. So Heart Shape Hands Foundation is working on a bigger project that I'm so proud of, and I can't wait to put everything together and so we can launch it and get some support from people. But it's something obviously to do with education and to do with soccer, and it will be
that's dope. Well, when that launches, you got to come back on and talk about it. Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So we'll be back with more Kei Kamara right after this. All right, we did it.
We did it, baby.
Another one in the books with Kei Kamara of the Colorado Rapids.
Yeah, of course. This is our 100th goal, so we want a plaque like you behind. Yeah, what a flex.
Oh yeah, my agent sent me that.
It's beautiful.
It's
all right,
what a flex.
Yeah. All the money he makes from me. That's all he does.
Well, Kei, thank you so much for joining us on the show, man. Yeah, this went exactly how I thought it would. You are a great dude, a great personality, and an absolute baller.
And a fly jacket. I mean, you got it all. I thought I was going to wear the loudest thing on this show today. I forgot who we were dealing with.
Oh, we didn't
appreciate you.
We
guys,
didn't even.
man.
I'm sorry, we didn't even get to that. But the fits for Kei Kamara are unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
We got to give you props.
Where can everyone follow? Tell your Instagram. I mean, this is.
You gotta enjoy it. Yeah, my Instagram 2K3. You gotta enjoy it, And obviously, I'm on Twitter too. Just Kei Kamara, but 2K3. I have not figured out this TikTok thing. I call Alfonso Davis
he's killing
to run me a lesson, and he's telling me, hold on, like kids take time.
Yeah, you got to see. Have you seen Robert Lewandowski's?
Yeah.
He has a really bad one.
more like the whoa no. Oh God, it hurt to watch.
Okay. All right.
No, but thank you guys, man. Seriously, this has been fun. Like this is different, and I like that.
Thank you so much. You're welcome back anytime. So let's wrap up the show the way we normally do. So for Kei Kamara, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans! Yo, thank you so much for watching that content right now. Right now, we're staying at home. Thank you so much for staying at home. In fact, if you subscribe, you can watch all the other content we have right now that we're doing from our living room here on Living Room FC version of the Cooligans.
What a great opportunity to subscribe and watch more videos of us, the Cooligans, on Fubo Sports.
That's right. Hit the subscribe button. You're not doing anything else right now. In fact, what you're doing is listening to us. So if you really love us, you'll do two small things. One, hit the subscribe button. And two, I don't know, maybe give us your credit card number and the last four digits of your social. Nothing crazy.
Two small requests.